After gathering enough evidence, investigators discovered Anderson's DNA on several of the body parts found at the scene. A key piece of evidence came from blood traces found at Anderson's home, which were later confirmed to be a match to Sade's. The more the investigation unfolded, the clearer it became that Anderson was involved in Sade's murder. Anderson was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, mutilating a corpse, and arson for burning the body parts to try and destroy evidence. The brutality of the crime left investigators and the public in disbelief. Sade's life had been taken in such a violent and calculated manner, and Anderson's motives were as puzzling as his actions. As the investigation continued, new details about Anderson's troubled past began to emerge. It was revealed that he had been living in a world of deep financial struggles and personal demons, which might have played a role in his decision to murder Sade. Conclusion of Part 1. The discovery of Sade's dismembered remains marked the beginning of a long and painful journey for her family and loved ones. As the case unfolds, the shocking details of the crime and the investigation come into focus. In Part 2, we'll dive deeper into Maxwell Anderson's arrest, the legal proceedings that followed, and the questions that still linger about his true motives. How could someone who seemed like an acquaintance turn into a brutal murderer? And what drove him to commit such a horrific act? Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the mystery of Sade Robinson's tragic death. Part 2, The Hunt for Justice, Maxwell Anderson's arrest, and the dark truth behind Sade Robinson's murder. Maxwell Anderson, the man who hid in plain sight after Sade Robinson's dismembered remains were found scattered across Milwaukee, the investigation began to take a chilling turn. Initially, Maxwell Anderson was seen as an acquaintance, someone who might know something about the missing young woman, but as the evidence mounted, Anderson became more than just a person of interest. He was the key suspect in one of the most brutal and disturbing murders the city had ever witnessed. Anderson's background was somewhat unremarkable on the surface. A 30-year-old man with no prior history of violent crimes, he appeared to be just another young adult trying to navigate the difficulties of life. But as investigators dug deeper into his past, they uncovered disturbing facts about his mental state and his troubled relationships. It became clear that Anderson was someone who had a deep-seated sense of anger and resentment. His previous run-ins with the law had involved minor offenses, but there was a sense that his behavior had escalated over time. Some of his past relationships hinted at a violent side, though nothing in his record suggested he was capable of the kind of murder and mutilation that Sade had suffered. But as the investigation continued, it became obvious that Anderson had more secrets than anyone could have imagined. The first confession, a web of Lee's first major break in the case, came when Anderson was brought in for questioning by law enforcement. At first, Anderson appeared calm and cooperative, denying any involvement in Sade's disappearance. He claimed to have had no contact with her in the days before she went missing, and his story initially checked out.